Hi, we would like to welcome you to our class, and this is how we start the morning off.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the morning we have reading, and this group is the 10 times rounded, and they will be reading the story A Summer Day with Eric. And the people who, in order of who are going to read, is Danny, Timothy, Daniel, Sean, Janice, Yarissa, Sonoma, and Abby. And Danny will be studying the story.
John and Eric open doors for each other by helping each other do new things. A Summer Day with Eric. Barbara Caffey Atkins. Eric lives on a dead-end street in a yellow two-family house with brown shutters. He knows his house is yellow with brown shutters because his best friend John told him. Eric has been blind since he was 5. In this yellow house with brown shutters, Eric and his family live downstairs. John and his family live upstairs. John's room is right above Eric's room. Eric and John share a secret code.
Every summer morning, Eric taps on the heater pipe to tell John that he will meet him in 15 minutes. 3 short taps mean they are going fishing. This morning, John hurries to get dressed, eating his oatmeal quickly. Eric puts his new hook and sinkers in his tackle box. They meet in the hall. I can't believe this is it. Today's the day our special wheels will arrive. John explains. They will walk to the lake through the apple orchard. They stop at the tree where the apples are ripe and heavy on the limbs. Eric smiles and his toes wiggle inside his sneakers.
I'm glad we saved our newspaper money for a whole year to buy special wheels, Eric says. He leans against the tree, feeling the warm sun on his face. A fuzzy creature crawls up his arm. He cups it in his hand. John, what's this? It's a striped caterpillar, John says. Eric gives the caterpillar to his friend. He picks up a couple of first-size apples from the tree. At the lake, they unpack their fishing gear. Eric takes 2 wiggly worms from the box. Here's your worm, he says. Let's cast our lines together. 1, 2, 3, cast your line. There is a splash as both lines hit the water.
They wait for the fish to bite. The sun is getting hot. It is a good thing there's a breeze, Eric says. John describes the morning sky to his friend. The water is rippled and the whole lake sparkles. The sky is very blue with stacks of fluffy clouds. Wait, Eric says. listen carefully. Can you hear that hummingbird? When we ride our special wheels, it'll sound like a whole flock of hummingbirds. They talk about the special wheels they ordered and about the fish they caught last summer. They tell each other riddles. Eric asks John a new riddle. If 2 is a couple and 3 is a crowd, what are 4 and 5? John thinks and gives up.
The answer is 9, Eric says, and they both laugh. Suddenly there is a tug on Eric's fishing line. He reels it up. It's a beauty, a blue and yellow sunfish, John shouts. Eric takes the fish off his hook and hands it to John. John puts it on the stringer. Eric, you always catch the first fish, John says. After John reels in a catfish, they set their fishing poles on the grass and unpack their lunches. The smell of those peanut butter sandwiches make me hungry, says Eric. The first swallow of that lemonade made my tongue curl. He shares half of his carrot cake with John before they pack up their gear. On their way home, they go to the park and ride on the seesaw. John, I feel like a balloon that's been let go. Close your eyes. Do you feel that way too, Eric asked. Oh, that's neat. When I go up quickly, my balloon bursts when you bump down hard. They go into the open field to play leapfrog. When they stop, John says, Eric, count for me while I stand on my head. Okay, I'm ready. Count. 1, 2, 3. Eric counts quickly, then slows down and speeds up again. John tumbles down laughing.
My turn, says Eric. You watch and count for me. Eric becomes a human snowball. He does 5 somersaults without stopping. Do you think our wheels have been delivered yet, Eric asks. I hope so, John answers. Let's go home and find out. When they arrive home, they rush into the garage. They're not here yet, John says. Shh, Eric warns him. I hear a scratching noise. They listen and search between the workbench and the water bucket. There it is. It's a little tin kitten, John shouts. It must have wandered off over from the next door. There was a sign on the porch that said free kittens. Eric holds the kitten against his face. There's up. Surprise, he says, and as he pets his kitten's fur. Hey, why is your nose so wet? It was covered with soap bubbles from the bucket, says John. Let's call him Sud, says Eric. And let's go ask Mom if I can keep him. Eric's mother is in the front rooms. Suds has just calmed down on Eric's lap. When there's a loud toot out front. Yipes, those claws are sharp. Here, Mom, you hold Sud, says Eric. It's the delivery truck. Our wheels are here, John says as they hurry outdoors again. Eric, we can really move on this beauty. We can get our newspaper route done in no time. They reach the bike and he guides Eric's hand to it. Here's the pedal, just like on the trike I used to have, Eric says. It won't be too hard to learn to ride this thing. As soon as we do, let's give Suds a ride on our bicycle built for 2.
Hi, this is another reading group. And this is Give Me a Clue. And they are going to also be reading a story called Fitchburg's Alligator. And these are the people in order of how they're going to read the story. Kevin, Vincent, Megan, Marie, Renee, and Stephen. And Kevin will be starting the story.
One morning, Frederick said to his mom, I have a pet lion in my room. We are pals. Sure, Frederick, said his mom. Now eat. your eggs. You will be late for school. At school, Frederick said, I have a bear at home. Sure, Frederick, said his teacher. Now please take your seat.
On the way home from school, Frederick went to the river. He wanted to look for wild animals. All he found was an egg in a muddy and a old shoebox. Frederick put the egg in the shoebox. Then he picked the box with mud and leaves. He carried it home and hid it under his bed. Frederick looked at the eggs every day. One morning it moved. Then it began to crack. At last it hatched. Out came a baby alligator. Yuck, yuck, it said.
Frederick put the alligator on the floor. It yawned. Then it tried out his wobbly legs. Frederick put the alligator in a pan of water. He hid it under his bed and went to his mom. I have a baby alligator under my bed, said Frederick. That's nice, said his mom. I hope your lion doesn't eat it. The next day at school, he said, I have a baby alligator under my bed. May I bring it to school? Sure, Frederick, said his teacher. You may bring your bear too.
The next morning, Frederick put his alligator in the shoebox. He carried it to the kitchen. Frederick said his mom, you do have a alligator. I sure do, he said. My teacher said I can bring it to school. When he got to school, everyone said, Frederick, you do have an alligator. Frederick said, I found an egg near the river. I carried it home and put it under my bed. In a little while, the egg hatched. The alligator eats bugs, moles, and cat food. The teacher said, Frederick, please put your alligator in the back with the tadpoles and worms. At noon, the alligator was missing. The tadpoles and the worms were missing too. The children looked under their seats. They looked in the bookcase. Frederick's alligator could not be found. Frederick was upset all day. At the end of the day, a friend was putting on his boots. Here it is, he shouted.
Frederick put his alligator in the box and carried it home. I don't think I should keep you, he said. When you get big, you might eat my tadpole. Frederick thought and thought. Then he carried the alligator back to the river. Goodbye, he said. I thought you would be a nice pet, but I guess I'll stick to tadpoles and maybe white mice at home. His mom didn't think there was a lion in his room, but she looked anyway. His friend still wondered if he had a bear at home, but Frederick won't tell. Hi, this is my reading group, and one will be beginning. This is the end, and this hallways at the airport. One will begin. Then Nicholas, Jessica, Bonnie, and I'm Louisa, and Dia. Now one will begin.
Learning something new is like opening a door to yourself. What does Teresa learn? The Endless Hallways of the Airport by Ron Conrad Steen. Teresa stood in line at Los Angeles Airport. In a short time, she would be in the city of Mérida, in Mexico. Her family was on its way to see her grandmother. "What's on your mind?" said Teresa's mother asked. "Pozole," said Teresa, rubbing her tummy. Her mother smiled. "All you think about is food, but I can't help it. Grandma's pozole is so good. You know how she has those big chunks of pork and corn in that good stewy gravy, and that yummy chicken with that good sauce she makes. Remember how good that tastes?" Teresa stopped short and thought a minute. Mom, what did Grandma call that custard she made?" "Do you mean flan?" asked her mother.
Oh, here comes your father. If we want some of that good food, we've got to find out where we get on the plane." "Okay, I got the bags checked in," said Teresa's father. Let's get ourselves on the plane. It leaves from gate 41. He started to walk down the hall. Teresa almost had to run to keep up. There were crowds of people going up and down the long hallways. Teresa looked up at her baby brother. He rested in her mother's arms. He's too little to care about the trip to Mexico, thought Teresa. As they walked, Teresa's father bent down. He took her hand. "We'll arrive at Grandma's house in time for supper tonight. I'll take you out. We'll see the little bands that play music in the street. They're called marachis, and they play lovely music." "That sounds like fun," said Teresa. "I can't wait to hear them."
Her father smiled as they hurried down the hallway. Teresa looked up at her brother again. "That Billy, he's got his hand into everything." He was digging into Mother's purse. Billy pulled the keys out. He loved to play with keys. Teresa's mother didn't see what Billy was up to. "This way," said Teresa's father. He went to the escalator that was moving up. The escalator had risen only a few steps when Billy threw the keys down the side. They fell to the floor below. Mother, look what Billy did, said Teresa. Flight 710 from Dallas is now arriving at gate 47. The deep voice on the loudspeaker drowned out Teresa's words. Her mother had not heard her. Mother, Billy dropped your keys. Passengers on flight 54 to Tokyo, please board your plane again. The loudspeaker drowned out Teresa. I'll go get the keys myself. She thought, I'll only be a minute.
Teresa turned around. She tried to walk down the escalator. She walked and walked. It seemed as if she were just standing still. Then she ran down the moving steps. It took a minute, but she finally reached the bottom. Teresa found the keys on the floor. The key ring held the car keys and the house keys. Her mother would be pleased Teresa had found them. Teresa put the keys in her pocket and ran back up the escalator. At the top, she found hallways leading left and right. There were crowds of people rushing back and forth. Mom, Dad, Teresa called. There was no answer. Teresa's eyes darted left and right. She could not see her parents.
Oh no, she said to herself, I'm lost in this big airport. I've got to find Mom and Dad. Somehow maybe I'll just start walking. There were hundreds of people around, but Teresa felt very, very frightened. But which way should I go? Thought Teresa. Should I go to the left or should I go to the right? All at once she remembered what her father said their plane was leaving from gate 41. She looked at the hallway on her right. She saw a sign that said gate 45. Then she looked at the hallway on her left that said that sign said gate 44. A sign farther down the hall said gate 43. I'd better go to the left, Teresa said in a whisper. Teresa walked past gate 44 and gate 43. She was going to the right way, where had her parents? How could they have gotten so far ahead of her? At gate 42, she started to run. There were so many people that she couldn't see very far. Where were they? Here? Twice she almost spoke to someone, only to find out it was a stranger. Where were they?
Would they get on the plane without her? Finally she found them. Mom and Daddy, she called Teresa. Where have you been? Asked her mother. She hugged Teresa with one arm. I was just going to go back and look for you, said her father. I knew I had to go to gate 41, so I followed the sign, Teresa said. That's what I was hoping you'd do, her father said. I'm glad I have such a smart daughter. Teresa's mother looked at her sternly. How did you get away from us in the first place? Because of this. Teresa pulled the keys out of her pocket. Billy picked them out of your purse and threw them over the side of the escalator. I went to get them. Quickly, Teresa's mother looked in her purse. Those are my keys. I didn't know they were gone. Oh, thank goodness you found them. Good work, said Teresa's father. Well, let's go. We've got to get on the plane if we want to go to Mexico. play is called Stone Soup. This is Timmy, he's going to play Petya. This is Sean, he's going to play Olga. This is Jimmy, he's going to play Dimitri. That's Samela, she's going to play Myra. Anna, and Janice is going to play Myra. Abby is the chief forester, and Yuritsa is Sasha. 200 years ago. Setting: a village street in old Russia. 3 houses stand along the street. Through large windows, we see inside each house there is a carpenter shop, a bakery, and a seamster shop. There is a stream with stones on the right. At Rise, Dmitri is at work in the carpenter shop. Bella works in the bakery kitchen. Olga sits sewing in the seamster shop. 3 foresters enter and walk down the street. Chief Forester carries an axe. Petya has a knapsack. Sasha carries a large cooking pot.
Cheer up, you two. We've come through the forest safely. I'm sure the people of the village will share their dinner with us.
Well, I hope so. My stomach is empty. It feels like a cave.
Who is it?
It is only 3 foresters walking home across Russia. Can you share some food with us, good sir?
Food? No, I have nothing. Our house is fed. You will find nothing here. Hello in there.
What is it you want?
Some supper if you have any. We are 3 hungry foresters walking home across Russia.
I'm sorry to see you so hungry, but you have come to the wrong shop. It is everyone for himself in these times.
Let's see if our luck is better here.
Who are you living with, smart men? Are inside their houses working?
We are 3 foresters, sir. It will be kind of you to share your dinner with us.
I have just enough dinner for myself. If I share, I eat 1/4 of a dinner, and you get 1/4, and so do you, and you. We shall all be hungry later. What good will that be? No, I will not be leaving sharing. It is a very bad idea.
What selfish people these are.
They do not know how to share. Let's teach this one a lesson.
No, we don't want to rob anyone.
Of course not, Petra. All I meant was to teach these people to make stone soup.
Ah, stone soup. Ha ha ha, that's just the thing.
Are you still here? If you have no food, you are the devil. Why aren't you on your way home?
Get some wood, Sasha. Get the kettle ready, Petra. We will build our fire here, right on this spot.
We can use these to hang the kettle on.
Perfect, Petya. Now for the stones. You must see if they have tasty stones in this village. Go and find some in the stream over there. Good, that will burn well and heat our soup quickly.
What kind of stones will we use for soup today?
What kind do you want?
Oh, something silly. Granite is a good stone now. I always like granite. It has body, it sticks to your ribs.
Pardon me?
It's you, my friend.
What did you say you were looking for?
Just stone soup. Tell me, what kind of stone do you like yourself? You might help us choose.
Well, I never heard of making soup from stone.
You never heard of stone soup? I don't believe it.
Come, sir, if you are not joking, you must eat with us. Have you some good stones there, Petya? Let Sasha choose.
This chunky one. It will be good. Washed down from the mountains, it has a flavor of snow on. Oh, throw that one away. A flat stone has a flat taste. How about this red one?
No, that is only an old fireplace, but it will taste like smoke. Nothing but fresh stones. We shall have a guess.
Fill in the kettle, Petya. My fire is ready.
Have you a spoon? We foresters often do make with a stick, but for guests, the soup will need proper stirring and tasting.
I have just the thing. It has a nice long handle. It is like new. I have not had guests in 5 years.
Good work, you generous man. What's Mr. Forrester's are making? A soup for stones?
Yes, stones from our own brook. That Forrester put them in. I saw him myself.
Oh, it makes me hungry.
Here you are. Please be careful.
Sir, you shall be served first.
I am very hungry. It must be the smell of this soup they are cooking.
I must have a cold, so I can smell nothing.
Yes, I am very hungry. I have worked in the field since morning with no lunch either. What good soup?
Is it good?
Good?
Oh, so good. It might stand on onion, though onion is very good for pulling the flavor from a stone. You know, I might find an onion in my house.
Hurry then, Olga. Get some.
Does it need just a touch of carrot, Mr. Forrester?
Perhaps I could bring some carrots for this soup.
That is kind of you, and will you bring a bowl for yourself as well? You must eat with us.
Use what you like. I should like to learn to make this soup.
Should you add just a bit of potato, perhaps? I cannot say that stone soup is ever quite right without a potato or two.
That is true. A stone is nothing without a potato.
Vera was invited. Did you hear? How can we be invited as well? If you need some potatoes for that soup of yours, I have a sack in my house.
Many thanks. Please stay for dinner. And now, Tasha, let's get to business. Add a potato, another. No, stop, Tasha, stop.
What is the matter?
Too many potatoes. The potatoes have soaked up the flavor of the stones.
Oh, too bad. What a shame. Is there nothing we can do?
I have an idea. Meat and potatoes go well together. Let's add some meat.
I have it here. That will do the job. Wait here.
I might work at that. Good for you, Dimitri.
Quick thinking. Hurrah! Hurrah! Can anyone make this stone soup?
Oh yes, all you need are stones, fire, and hungry people.
Well, how is it now? It smells delicious. Some stones, as you know, may contain salt in them. These from your brook do not seem to be that kind.
Here's your salt.
Friends, your attention, please. I know this will be a very good soup. You have fine stones in this village. Stay and eat with us, one and all.
This is truly a delicious soup, folks.
It has good flavor.
It fills you up.
And the good flavor, it's made only of stones.
Yes, think of that. It's made of only stones.
What do you think the time for us? I did the snack and I'm doing some study. Now I'm going to get I know. Okay. Go ahead. She got
She got sick and you got it. I see the perfect that guy.
Give it to me. Will you give me my guy? You can go like this. Yeah. These things can move through spaces. That's the exact same thing. I'm thinking now. And you can't do the exact same thing we did last game.
That's it? I'm done.
At me.
So now what do you do?
You need a one. Has eyes.
What? Remember those pictures? Right here was the one that I meant to hang up right there.
In English, we're working in capitalizing states and putting punctuation marks at the end of sentences.
Each word in the name of a street, town, city, or state begins with a capital letter. Names of a particular places are proper nouns. Look at the underlined proper nouns in these sentences. Notice that each word in the name begins with a capital letter. My cousins live on North Bell Road in Phoenix. Phoenix and Tucson are cities in Arizona.
Look at the map below. Find the names. How does each word in the name begin?
London. It needs a capital G.
Yuma needs a capital Y. New Mexico needs a capital N and a capital M. Valley Road, you need a capital V and a capital R. Second Street, you need a capital S on Second and a capital S on Street.
Central Avenue. You need a capital C and a capital A. You need a capital C on Central and a capital A on Avenue.
Kevin lives in New Jersey. N in New and J in Jersey.
You read about Arizona, the 48th state. The A in Arizona. You learned about an empty town named Jerome. Capital J in Jerome.
The rodeo parade begins on Main Street. Capital M for Main and a capital S for Street. There is a museum near Caston. Caston means a capital T. A city called Yuma is close to California. Meaning capital Y for Yuma and capital C for California.
There are copper mines near Tucson and Miami. Capital T for Tucson and capital M for Miami.
Florida also has a city named Miami. Means a capital F in Florida and a capital M in Miami. A big park in Mesa is near University Avenue. Capital M in Mesa and capital U in University and capital A in Avenue.
Nevada. The capital N in Nevada.
Grand Canyon. Capital G and capital K, capital D. Denver is missing on capital D.
Lincoln is missing capital L, and Avenue is missing capital A.
Peach needs capital P. Springs needs a capital S. Colorado needs a capital C.
One thing we're learning in social studies is a race in Alaska called the Iditarod.
called the Iditarod Trail Race. And it says a race that is over 1,000 miles long. Yes, that's how far teams of dog sleds run each year in Alaska's Iditarod Trail Race. 50 drivers and sleds and several hundred dogs leave Anchorage to race 1,049 miles to noon. The winners get there just in time to enjoy the Noon Winter Carnival in March. In some places of the world, dog sledding is still a common way to travel. Think for a minute about other ways to travel. Now look at the clock. Time yourself and list all the ways to travel you can think of in 3 minutes. Get ready, get set, go. One way of traveling is by going on the Titanic, which was in the 1800s.
Another way is by taking a plane.
Another way is by taking a snowmobile.
Another way of traveling is taking a boat.
Another way of traveling is taking a train.
Another way of traveling is by hang glider.
Another way of traveling is by horseback.
Another way of traveling is by car.
It is 50 degrees below zero. Icy wind stings your face. Your eyes are frozen shut. You are running behind a sled being pulled by a dozen dogs. You travel over high mountains and frozen rivers. You pass small villages. After 2 weeks, you are still going. Where are you? You are in Alaska. You are taking part in the Iditarod sled dog race. This is the coldest race in the U.S. The Iditarod is held during the first week of March. The race covers more than 1,000 miles. One racer finished the race in 11 days, but most don't finish for 20 days or more. The winner receives $50,000.
Remember hieroglyphics? What was that for in Egypt? What were hieroglyphics?
The days to tell a story of what happened along the day. It was kind of like a diary.
It was kind of like a diary, but when you talked about like a symbol like this, a wavy line, meaning an N would mean it was also an alphabet, right? Well, the Mayan people, and does anyone remember who the Mayan people were? I keep saying that. What part of the country are we talking about? Where? We were talking about Egypt with hieroglyphics. Who were the Mayans? I told you this last time I saw you. You gotta really think back. They speak Spanish. Thank you. They were from Mexico. Give yourself a pat on the back. Come on, you did good. Now, they had hieroglyphics too, but their symbols were with numbers. Now, you tell me, not the month, but the day of the month. I was born on the 7th day of October. So I am a deer. What day were you born?
2nd day of February.
You're the wind. What were you born?
I was the 17th day of June.
Okay. Your movement. What were you? The 8th? You're a rabbit. What were you?
The 8th of March.
You're a rabbit too. You guys are rabbits together. What are you?
31 of August.
Now they only go up to 20, so we go back to the beginning. So 31. You're a monkey. What are you?
24th of January.
That 24th? You're a lizard. What are you? 18th? Okay, 18th is a flint knife. Something they used to cut things. What were you? The 5th? The 5th is a serpent. You're a snake. Somebody else was a house, so it's fine. What? The 8th? You're a rabbit too. There's a lot of rabbits. The 28th?
The 8th.
Another rabbit. The 15th, you are an eagle.
She sees everything from high up.
30th.
The 30th, your dog. Eye. What do you think? I want you to try to guess. Remember how they made the eyes with a circle within a circle? Think of the designs that we've seen them use based on what I've shown you. Now it's got that, so you might know already what it is. Yeah, it's a bird. It's a screaming bird, though. I guess I'm rather, what? Could be like an eagle. Could be a bird we don't know. Now, it's not quite touching the edge, so you know what I can do? I can make another layer around it, because I said it had to, didn't I? Give it a double beak. Well, the beak touches. I'm going to hold the beak there. And I like the way you're helping each other find things today. Now, a sketch, is a sketch your final idea? No, a sketch is just a beginning. Can you change your sketch? Well, you're going to make up your own. Now, you know, even if you tried to copy mine, you couldn't. You'd still make up your own because you're different from me. Yes.
That looks like it's hypnotized.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's hypnotized. So here's my bird. Now, right now, you're going to take a minute and you can draw. You can either use this, which we'll call your name day because that's the day you were born, or you can make up your own. Now, they picked animals. You guys are doing good. Think of all your details, kids. Good. These are one up, boys. Name it. If it's a real animal, call it a dog, if it's a dog. But if it's a combination, make up a new name.
That's what I'm gonna put.
Make changes. I can look at my drawing and then I can make changes and decide what I like and what I don't like. So you can make your choice. But one of the things about the styrofoam is you have to draw deep without cutting through the back. Okay? So here's this, and I know my eye was like this, right? Now, you can't erase styrofoam, which is why I didn't want you guys to erase, okay? It wasn't that I was trying to be mean or anything, it's that I know you can't erase later, so why get in that habit now? Now, the weird thing is this pencil is too sharp. I need a really dull pencil, it works better. I don't know why, but it doesn't catch. Sit back, that's it. See how I'm adding my designs? I've changed it a little bit, and you know what? I think I changed it for the better. I hope I changed it for the better, because I can't do it again, right? You're going to get one piece of this styrofoam. Now, after we've done this much, and I've checked it, you might want to put dots in things. You can make great dots if you notice with this thing. Right? I'm not going crazy, but I'm thinking about patterns, right? Remember, a little is nice, a lot can be too much, but sometimes at the bottom of the beak I bet you can leave some drool. How's that? A little bit of drool? You didn't like that? That was gross? That's okay. Then I will show you afterwards. We're going to be cutting these out. I can add one more feather there. Put the scissors down and until I've checked it. This is pretty close to one of the pages. We want to add circles in here, lines, information here. That's good. Okay, you go to touch this guy. Make sure you don't snap that piece off. Today, because it comes out backwards. So if you maybe need to draw, that's fine now. This, wait a minute, start with that. Wait a little bit. Look at the time. Spend some time in it. So maybe you can make it be there and make it inside or something, okay? That makes things a little bit deeper. I mean, some of your designs are going to disappear. Your designs are not deep. Nothing is going to turn to you.
Got it right at the end? And how, yours comes to here. All right, take off and let's count. How many spaces? 4. Yours is a 4. Yeah, put the wide part of your palm. This wide part down here, okay? Put that right down on there. Does yours come out 4 the same as theirs did? 4 fingers for 1 palm? Yeah. Each one of these little spaces, like our inch, is a finger.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have a problem, like, people calling something different?
Right. We're going to talk about that too, right now. All right, everybody measured? Did you all come out near the 4 fingers?
I got 4.
Did everybody get pretty close? So good. So yours are pretty close. Now, what the cubit measures is going to be about 4 fingers taller than I am. So that's why we all have the same size. Now, what we're going to build is a pyramid. This is a bigger one than we're going to build. This is what we're going to have when we finish. Now, it's a tricky business to do this, so you need to pay attention very carefully for Egyptian hieroglyphics to tell you that that's 1 finger. Now, that's 1. Look at what I'm doing up here. Sorry, you guys have to turn way around. We're going to put it on the outside of our piece of paper like this, and we're going to measure down 1 finger. This is big, so we're going to measure down. So the first line is 1 finger, the second line, just as if it was inches on our ruler, right? So we're going to go down, measure down from the top, this way. So that the part that does not have the tape is up here beside.
I'm getting all over the place. It's to get a thin coat of ink on the brayer, okay? So I get the ink down, and then rolling by pushing on my hand, this is a soft brayer, I get an even coat of ink on my print. Do I try to roll it a lot? No, as few, because that makes the ink dry, so you want to roll it as little as possible. Then, it gets put down on the paper. If you want it straight, say straight. If you want it crooked, say crooked. You walk back to your seat like a sandwich. You at your seat go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can use your fist. Should you use your fingernails? Not on styrofoam. Should you hold it? Why do I hold it steady with 1 hand? At my seat, I'm going to write my name in the right corner. Everybody raise your right hand. We all know our right hand? Put it, yeah, not in the up here. Okay. There you go, my dear. Boys, why don't you go get your paper? That table.
You all set, boys?
Go get your paper and line up.
Line up.
No, that piece is for your second print. You've got to go get another piece of paper. Just right here. Isn't that cool? I love the way it all looks. Okay, you need to pick up.
Television is a good one.
Radio.
Radio is a good one too. Telephone.
Newspapers.
Newspapers, sure.
Magazines.
Yes. And what else does the mailman bring? Yes?
Messages.
Letters, messages, postcards sometimes. So all of these things we use today to convey messages and to exchange thoughts and ideas and communicate with other people. Now in ancient times they didn't have an alphabet, so they couldn't communicate by writing. So they devised a method of writing called picture writing, and they drew pictures. Now here we have what is called a stele, and this is a monument that records important events that occurred. The bark from the fig tree and cut it into strips. Then they would soak it in lime water, and they would pound and pound with the stones, and then they would roll it with the metate. See, these look like rolling pins. Well, they use the metate, and those are stones. The mano is the stone. They would roll it out to smooth it. They would add starch to it to hold it together and make it white. Now, they also use the metate to grind their corn so that they would have it for their tortilla. And you can see here how the codex is formed in folded form. And it's much like an accordion. Do you know what an accordion looks like? Some of you have seen an accordion, yes?
It looks like a piano, but it's like very little.
Yes, it's got a key, the keys on one side, and then it folds and it expands. Yes, and you can see how this would fold and it would open and expand. Something like a road map too, probably. Thicken them with gum so that they could use them to write with and to color with. And then we go back to the cuneiform. You've already done the hieroglyphics in the Egyptian hieroglyphics. Now I will show you the clay and the stylus right here. Now we use, the end is a wedge, and you press down the outer edge. Oh, I didn't do that right. I pressed too hard. Now, there's a mark there. Now, if we do numbers, 1 to 5 is the number of these. They're straight down, you see, like this. That's 1. And if you wanted to do 5, you would have 5 of them. Then, if you go on to 6, you'd have 6 of them. Now, we go on to 10. Last. Now, this is how it worked. They built these stages around the pyramid so that they could use them to go up, and this is the inside of the pyramid. You can see how precise that is. And the measurements, yes?
I always thought there were like secret passageways and stuff like that.
Yes, they had many passageways, and they had things in the tombs that they brought for the dead so that they would be comfortable in their afterlife. And this is the finished pyramids, and this is how they looked. And they had to have a measurement to measure so that they could be built to withstand time and to stay up. And so they used the cubit. And you're going to build your own pyramid.
That's it, go right up onto the edge. Good, that's the way. Good, you need scissors? Oh,
You have to mark where the A part is, all right?
yes, cut out all 4.
All right. This line. Put an A there, I can tell just by looking. And an A there. And you do that, all right? After you trace it, you see where the A is? You make an A on this paper too, okay?
But you only need 3 of these. You only need to cut out 3. That's all right, no problem. Just cut out 3.
The A's on.
Yes, your A's on, okay?
The trick is to get the same.
Okay.
All right, now put some long pieces down.
Mummies at the Fitchburg Art Museum, and we painted them with newspaper, and we put our names on there. We left our names plain so we can tell our names, and we painted them, but we didn't paint the names. And we built the Nile River, which is in Egypt too. And we have boats, fish, people, and pyramids on the Nile River, and snakes.
On the second trip to the art museum, at Fitchburg, we made pyramids that look like these, and we put different things inside them. And we measured them with a different kind of ruler that's called a cubit. And the other thing that we made is prints that look like these, and we roll the paint on it. We put them on a piece of paper, we take them out, and the print is on. And this is the pattern.
We'll push that down so it's not a corner. Now push! With it on the middle. Push! No, stand up. You've got to push with your body. Thought this was an art class. It's gymnastics at the same time. Not so you get thin spots. No, you want to push from the mid. No. Freeze. You do not want to slide the clay. I said push from the middle so you're pushing evenly. If you're getting lumps, then you're not following directions. Then flip it 2 or 3 times and then just leave it alone. Put it in the corner. Make sure it's no thicker than 1/4 inch. It's too thick. Flip it. Now, you don't even have to really just turn it over so that you've got the flat side on your hand. And push a little bit with your hand. Okay, now sit down. And let me talk to you for a minute. Now, so on this, actually, I'll use your elbow. Now, first of all, it looks like Charlie Brown right now. Nobody ever had the shape of that. So if you look up here, I'm going to show you how we shape the head shape. So I've made, put that down, I've made my head shape. But now's the hard part of this problem. Can you put a little water in it? Thank you. Now, first of all, remember what I said earlier about not picking your fingers and about things being attached properly. The way we attach properly is called slip and score. Can you say that?
Slip and score.
You make marks with the fork on the back of the 2 surfaces that you're going to join. Okay? Then, my water person is coming. I'm going to give waters. I don't like it. You never put water all over the pot, but you turn it to a mush ball. Mush balls are bad. Now you put 1 drop of water. See how many drops? I will leave the waters there, but let's not try to spill them today. You push that down. Then you take your popsicle stick, and you've got to bring some of the clay from one surface to the other. Now, am I making huge craters in my face? One would hope not, right? You don't want to make large dents, but you do need to bring some clay down, and then you run your finger around the edge. So I've attached the face. Now let's talk about a nose, because we them to be. Now when you do the hair, there's a few ways of doing it. You could, now the first and most important thing is that you have to attach every piece first by slipping and scoring. Now one way to make hair, can I have that water on? Now this is one way to make hair. Like if you were making one of the, like a Julius Caesar type guy. You could take the clay like this, put it down like that. Looks like Benjamin Franklin right now, but then you could take some of the clay from that and attach it. Now right now it still looks really weird though, doesn't it? So what then I could do to make it look curly is this. See? He's got quite a head of hair. He looks like one of the Beatles. But you see what I did though? But I don't like that, so I'm going to take it right off. There you go. These look good. Attach it before you go on. Remember, slip, score, and attach. Run your finger around it after you've attached it. These look good. Remember, clay will pay you back. This is not attached everywhere. Yes, Kevin.
Can I put this on the side?
Yes.
This is going to be a mirror.
This is good self-hardening. So you have to bring some clay around that edge and then on the inside too. Good. Honey, that swirl is not attached yet. All around it. See on this side? Use your popsicle stick and attach everything. Honey, by attach, you don't have to do that, but what you do have to do is go underneath. See? That's what I'm doing. I'm stealing a little bit of the clay from one piece to the other. That looks really cool. How about drawing some eyes? Those are eye sockets, but no eyes yet. Okay, you've got to have it on it though. Okay? You can do it all. Really take your time. This is wonderful. Really attach things. Remember, the clay will pay you back. No, you could grade yours, so. Honey, this grade is not attached. Did you score it? No. You didn't. Honey, when you score, you have to do both surfaces, okay? You did one. That's good. Now, what you do is this. From one piece, God bless you, to the other. See that? Okay? You look tired today. How you doing? You don't know? Well, when you figure it out, you tell me, okay? Make sure you're attaching things. Well, then try something you do know. Yeah, I think now you've got to go underneath the braid down here. See, just that. See what I did? It attached it. Just that. Wow, what are you doing? I love it. A new technique, you're adding texture. Honey, nothing on yours is attached except the nose. I said to attach every one of those swirls after you score them, and you're not allowed to touch the water or anything. You did a really nice job today. Did they come out better than you thought they would? Yes. A lot better. Good. Now let me warn you, clay pays you back when it shrinks. That's why we wanted the clay all the same wetness. When it shrinks, if it wasn't attached properly, things might fall off. So what are you going to do? Get hysterical? No, you're going to use a little bit of Elmer's glue, right? Now stick it back on.
Hi, my name is Danny, and I want to tell you a little bit about math. So, we're doing subtraction and adding, and Vincent will tell you a little more about it. We are also doing division and multiplying. And we're also solving problems.
3 times 0
Yes.
3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 equals 15. 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 7 equals 21. 3 times 8 equals 24. 3 times 9 equals 27. 3 times 10 equals 30. 3 times 11 equals 33. 3 times 12 equals 36. 4 times 0 equals 0. 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 times 8 equals 8. 4 times 3 equals 12. 4 times 4 equals 16. 4 times 5 equals 20. 4 times 6 equals 24. 4 times 7 equals 28. 4 times 8 equals 32. 4 times 9 equals 36. 4 times 10 equals 40. 4 times 11 equals 44. 4 times 12 equals 48. 5 times...
On Monday, we're assigned to do sentences and write a word. In spelling, on Monday, we're assigned to write a sentence for each word, and we have to do the word 3 times each in cursive. And if there aren't too many words, we have to do the words in alphabetical order. And on Friday, we have a spelling test, and if we're all done before Friday, we get to play a spelling game. This is an example of a unit with 30 words. This is how we go, get ready to go home. We get everything out of our lockers and we line up and get everything on.